Good afternoon, students. Welcome to Vocabulary Book 4, Unit 8, Presentation 2. And this is Mr. Vernon Frederick speaking. I want to welcome you to this presentation, and I hope it will be a good experience for you. Let's get started, and let's get into the vocab presentation 2. Okay, so first let's run through the reading words from reading 1. If you still remember these words, if you don't remember it, just go to presentation number 2, presentation 1 again, and just review these words. I'll just run over them. Number 1 is adapt, is to change to something. Ancestors are people from your family that lived a long time ago. Destroy is to um, undo something or a building that it cannot be rebuilt. Endangered is something that will disappear in the future. Nomadic are usually people that travel from place to place, and we are thinking about the Bedouins in Saudi Arabia. Roots are where you're actually from. Yeah, survive is to overcome something, and unique is something that is different. Yeah, so welcome, students. Let's continue with the vocab. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Okay, so we're going to complete the gaps using the correct form of the vocabulary word. So if the word maybe is in the verb is in the past tense, or the adjective needs to be changed, the verb needs to have an ed if it's in the past tense. Okay, so how does it change? Yeah, the correct form. Number 2, we're going to look at the part of speech. Is it noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective, or is it an adverb? Okay, so this is what we're going to do now for the first session, students, or the first part of the session. So have a pen and a notebook handy with you, because I will ask you to do some exercises. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so there we have two pictures. The first one is an older gentleman speaking on his mobile phone. And number 2, we have two gentlemen walking in the street in very African type of nomadic clothes. Yeah. Okay. The two words we're going to have a look at is adapt and survive. Okay. Adapt and survive. So adapt is a noun and survive is a verb. Okay. So let's read, and then we will have to put the two words into the open spaces. Okay. Let's read. Hunter-gatherer, also known as Sand people from the southern parts of Africa, have always had a problem with space and living in modern societies. For years, the government and leaders from Botswana have tried to persuade them into moving into the cities and townships. Their main issue has always been their health. They cannot, number 2, in those areas. Okay, students, what do you think is goes into word or space number 1? Space number 1. Okay, they have always had a problem with adapting. Adapting, ing. So next to number 1, we're going to write adapting. Yeah, today they are still struggling, adapting. Have always had a problem with adapting. So it's still a problem today. So it's a continuous problem, yeah, with adapting and living in modern societies. Okay, number 2, their main issue has always been their health. They cannot survive in those areas. They cannot survive. So the verb survive stays the same. Okay, so it's only number 1 that changes, that has an ing, adapting. Okay, next slide. Okay, let's read here at the bottom of the picture, please. Let's read in the bottom of the picture first. The Munda people are an ethnic group of India. Yeah, they are nomadic hunters in the India tribal belt. They became farmers who were employed in basket work and weaving. Okay, so these are the Munda people in India, and they are also hunter and gatherers. Yeah, they also live on the land, and they are farmers, but they also do basket work and weaving. Okay, so we have two spaces there, student. There is one word missing there, which is nomadic. Nomadic, which is also a noun. Yeah, nomadic. The nomadic. Yeah. Okay. Like Munda people from India, hunter-gatherers are nomadic people. Okay, so number one is nomadic people. They need to move from one place to another, and that is a normal life for them. Their ancestors, number two, their ancestors moved from one place to another whenever seasons changed. They have to follow their ancestors' steps as well if they want to preserve their culture. Okay, so this is the same as the Bedouins. Yeah, the Bedouins of 50 years ago, they had to move from one place to another. Okay, so number one is nomadic, and number two is ancestors. Okay. Okay, students, before we continue, okay, let's have a look at those pictures, or let's have a look at this picture here. Let's have a look at this picture. Um, these are sand people, and they live in a cave. A cave is a piece of the mountain. It's a hole in the mountain where people usually go in, or animals go in, and they live there. We also have caves in Al-Hassa. Yes. So this is a cave in Africa. Okay, let's have a look at the question. Question number one says, do you think those caves should be used as tourist destinations? Okay, so what does the question mean? It means the caves that the sand people are living in, should we use it to take tourists there? People visiting the city, people visiting the country, should the tourists go there and visit these caves? Why? Why not? Okay, students, this is something for you to think about. Okay, the same in Al-Hassa. Should tourists visit caves in the mountains, or should they not? Okay, why would you say yes? Why would you say no? Okay, just think about it quickly, 1 minute. Think about it and write your answer in your notebook. Okay, students, if you need more time, you can just pause the video and continue with supporting your answer. Let's continue, for those of you who are finished, let's continue with um, using the vocab in the sentence. Okay, so let's read there the little paragraph. Most of the caves that the sand people called home are now used as tourist attractions. They get destroyed by tourists. ED, past simple. ED, they get destroyed by tourists. And most of those caves do not look the way the sand people left them, as they get painted and modernized with an aim to attract tourists. Okay, so this is the bad part of allowing tourists to get into the caves. Yeah, so the reasons there is um, it gets painted, the government makes it modern so that tourists can see that this is a good place to go to, and it looks fresh and modern. But usually what tourists want to see is how things looked before. Okay, so that might not be a good thing. Okay. Okay, continue. Endangered is the word. Endangered is the adjective, yeah? Let's have a look at the picture. Let's read what the picture says. The picture says, to remember who you are, you will need to forget what society has tried to teach you to be. Culture matters. Be proud. Okay, let's read that again. To remember who you are, you will need to forget what society has tried to teach you to be. Culture matters. Be proud. Okay, so whatever your culture is, do not forget about it because society becomes modern and we forget about our culture. Okay, so don't or never forget about your culture because your culture is part of you and culture is important, and be proud of your culture. Okay, let's read the little paragraph. There are thousands of endangered cultures in the world that needs to be preserved for future generations. These cultures disappear every day. Studies show that people spend a lot of time trying to protect endangered animals and plants, while not a lot is done to try and save endangered cultures. Okay, so people are trying to protect animals and plants, endangered animals and plants, but people don't save endangered cultures. Okay, so if you're thinking about the endangered cultures, we're thinking about the red Indians in America. We are thinking about some of the cultures in South America, in Argentina, in Brazil, that is also under threat and that might die out. Okay, so these are the cultures that are under threat. Okay, next one. Okay, okay, roots. The noun is roots. Okay, most cultures from places like Siberia and Alaska have a lot of similarities. Research shows that they might not be in one area right now, but they have the same roots. It is unfortunate that they got divided by the sea many years ago. Okay, Siberia and Alaska, the roots are the same of these people, and it is unfortunate that they got divided by the sea. Okay, the roots, who you are. Okay, an adjective, unique. I think you remember what unique means, yeah? Okay, it's one of a kind. Okay, let's read that. Every culture is unique. Every person is unique. Every culture is unique. From the languages spoken to their traditional dances and the traditional attire. Traditional attire is traditional clothes. Okay, so in Saudi Arabia, the thobe, the shmach, the agal would be the traditional attire. Yeah, and for the ladies, it would be the habaya. Yeah, even though many cultures appear to be different from one another, we can all agree that most cultures share the same values. So even though some cultures are different, their values are the same. Yeah, speak good about other people. Yeah, don't take or steal from other people. Don't kill. Don't murder other people. Yeah, these are the values that most cultures have the same or have in common. Yeah. Okay. So quickly, students, in your notebook, choose the correct option. Okay. So number one, adapt. When you adapt, you adjust or you refuse to fit in. Okay. So in your notebook, write number one. And next to number one, you're going to write either A or B. Or next to number one, you're going to write A. Yeah. And next to number one, you can also write two. Yeah. Whatever you choose to do. Okay, quickly, 3 minutes. Do this exercise for me. Okay, and I will come back now. Yeah, and let's check your answers. Let's make it 2 minutes. This should be easy. 2 minutes, quickly. In your notebook, number one, what does that mean? Is it number one or is it number two? Or is it A or is it B? Quickly, 2 minutes, students. Thank you. Okay, students, welcome back. Adapt. Okay. Adapt is when you adapt, you adjust, or you refuse to fit in. The answer is number one. Number A, you adjust. Yes. Number two, ancestors are elderly men or your forefathers. Number two, your forefathers. Okay. Destroyed. Something that has been destroyed can be used again, or it is damaged. It is damaged. It cannot be used again. Okay. Endangered. Endangered things are always safe. It needs to be kept safe. Number two, it needs to be kept safe. Number five, nomadic. A nomadic person stays in one place forever, moves around a lot. Number two, moves around a lot. Number six, roots. Knowing your roots mean you know where you come from or you know how to plant. It is number one, know where you come from. Number seven, survive. Surviving is a positive thing or is it a negative thing? It is a positive thing. Number eight, unique. When something is unique, it is exclusive and special. Number two, it's common and easy to find. It's number one, it's exclusive and special. Okay. Thank you, students. If you did this exercise, it was not so difficult. If you remembered the meaning of the words. Let's continue. Next slide. Okay. Reading two vocabulary. Okay. Connected. Okay. Connected means to be connected to family or to a group of people. Convince means to tell people to believe you. Yeah. To believe that you are telling the truth. Powerful, very strong. Protest is to do a public demonstration of not agreeing with something. Settled means to accept things or to stay in a certain place for some time. And urgent is very important to do something right now. Okay? Okay, let's continue. Okay, so what are we going to do here? Okay, complete the paragraph using words from the box. Okay, so we have 5 words in the box and we need to put it into the spaces in the paragraph. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so in the box we have connected, we have convinced, powerful, protest, and settled. I just gave you the meaning of these words, yeah? Okay, so let's read the paragraph. The hunter-gatherer sand people are among the oldest cultures on Earth, and for years they have survived and lived off land. They depended on farming and hunting. The sand population in Botswana is about 50,000 to 60,000 people. These people are still very to their roots. In 2002, the government, as well as other people, decided to move them from their caves with an aim to open the area for tourism. They and refused to leave their homes. It took months as the government was determined to move them to a modern society. Negotiations between the government and the sand leaders went on for months until they managed to them to move. Most sand people have well into the modern society. They still practice their traditions and they still visit their old sites to stay in touch with who they are. Okay, so number one, these people are still very connected to their roots. Number one is connected to their roots. Okay, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, students, you have 2 minutes. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, in your notebooks, number one is connected. Yeah, number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Write the answers from the box in these spaces. Okay, you have 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, students, welcome back. Okay, so what do we have for number 2? In 2002, the government, as well as other powerful people, number 2, powerful people. Yes, powerful people, adjective powerful. Okay, number 3, they protested. They protested and refused to leave their homes. They protested and refused to leave their homes. Okay, number 4, they managed to convince them. They managed to convince them. Convinced them. Okay, and number 5 is obvious. Most sand people have settled well into the modern society. Number 5 is settled. Settled. Okay, great stuff. Congratulations. If you got answers 2, 3, 4, and 5 correct. Okay, if you didn't get it right, students, okay, please study a bit harder. Yeah, and remember these vocab. Okay, culture preservation and tourism. Okay, culture preservation and tourism. Okay, so students, we're just going to have a look at a couple of questions. Okay, which will be good for your speaking exams, which will be good for your writing exams, which will be good for your lab exams. Okay, so what does culture preservation and tourism mean? Tourism means that people come from other countries and they come and visit your country. Tourism. Culture preservation is to keep the old culture, to keep it, to look after it, yes, to preserve it, yeah, so that your children would be able to go to certain places and remember the culture that they come from. Okay, so question number 1, what is happening in this picture? What is happening in this picture? Yeah, we have 3 people there. What are they doing? What are they doing? Where are they? Why are they there? Why are they there? Do you think they are enjoying this? Are they happy or are they sad? Okay, so there are a couple of questions, students, that I ask you to think about. Yeah, so we see 3 people in the picture. Okay, what are they doing? Why are they there? Where are they? What are they doing? Are they happy or are they sad? Okay, so just think about these questions. Okay, so this picture is definitely about learning the black man's culture. It is learning how his ancestors lived and learning how to do things without a lot of things, without having a lot of things. You can see they're making the fire with a stone, and over the fire they have 3 or 4 poles, and from the poles there's a black tin hanging. Yeah, so in the black tin they might have water for coffee or for tea. You can see the other gentleman having cups in his hands. Yeah. Uh, so this is about learning about the black man's culture. Yeah. Uh, I think they are happy. I think it's about tourism, and it's about learning how all other cultures lived before this time. Okay, so I think it's very, very interesting and very important maybe for the white couple to do this. Yeah. So let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 says, do you think the traditional and cultural places should be open for tourism? Do you think the traditional and cultural places should be open for tourism? Do you think it should be open for tourism? Yes or no? Okay. Or should these places be considered sacred, as they have a very rich history that needs to be protected from the rest of the world? Okay. So question number two have two questions. So first of all, do you think the traditional and cultural places should be open for tourism? Or should they be kept closed from tourists? Should they be open to tourists, or should they be kept closed from tourists? What do you think? Quickly in your notebook. Do you say yes? Give me a reason why you say yes. If you say no, give me a reason why you say no. Just quickly, 1 minute, yeah? Why do you say yes? Should traditional and cultural places be open to tourism, or should they be closed off from tourists? Give me just in your notebook one reason, please. Okay, students, thank you very much. Okay, this would be great for speaking. This could also be a great writing topic. Okay, let's continue. Okay, use the words in the box to fill in the gaps. Okay, use the words in the box to fill in the gaps. Okay, so these words are at the bottom here of the picture. Yeah, underneath the picture, you have 5 words. Okay, so the first word is connection. Okay, second word is destroyed. Third word is unique. Fourth word is ancestors. And the fifth word is roots. Okay, let's do the reading quickly. Okay, a young girl by the name of Olivia Brown recently did an number one test to find out where she comes from. She is an African American girl that has always been curious about her. Number two, she received her results, and this is what she had to say. I have visited a number of countries in Africa, and whenever I am there, I always feel this. Number three, I feel closer to my ancestors. It's a very beautiful feeling. She went on to say, my DNA result states that I am 56% Southern, 56% Southern African, from the hunter-gatherer Sand people to be specific. Olivia felt the need to do research on the people and to visit the caves in Botswana, and she did just that. A lot of the history has been, number four, mainly by tourists and the weather. It is such a shame that not much is done to protect this rich and very, number five, culture. Okay, so Olivia Brown is an African American girl that was curious about her, yeah, her past life. Yeah, where does she come from? And then she did a DNA test, and the test said she is 56% from Southern Africa, from the hunter-gatherer Sand people to be specific. Okay, and then she visited the caves in Botswana. Okay, and when she visited these caves or visited African countries, she was felt very close to her ancestors. Okay, she says when she visited the caves, she wasn't very happy because a lot of the history has disappeared because of tourists and the weather. Okay, and she's very sad that the government isn't looking after these places, which speaks about the rich history of the people. Okay, so number one, a young girl by the name of Olivia Brown recently did an ancestry, or number one, an ancestry test to find out where she comes from. Okay, ancestry. Okay, ancestry, RY. Okay. Number 2, always been curious about her. What do you think? About her what? She's been curious about her. It's a noun, it's a noun, it's a noun. Her roots, her roots, her roots. Number 3, I always feel this connection. Number 3, connection. Number 3 is connection. Number 4, a lot of the history has been destroyed, mainly by tourists. Destroyed, destroyed. And number 5, a very unique culture. A very unique culture. Number 5, unique. Okay. Great job, students. Okay, next word, next slide. Okay, again, quickly choose the correct answer. Number 1, convinced. When someone is convinced, they are satisfied or they are discouraged. Okay, convinced, they are happy or they are not happy. Satisfied means that they are happy or full, they understand, and discouraged is they don't feel very, very, very good. Okay, settle things is sorting things out or neglecting things. Number 3, powerful. Okay, number 5 or number 4 is connected. Okay, that's easy. Number 5, that's also easy. Okay, number 6 is also easy. Students, quickly, 1.5 minutes, 1 minute and 30 seconds. Quickly. So next to number 1, you're going to write number 1A or number 1 or number 1B or number 1 or number 2. Okay, quickly, 1.5 minutes. Get started. Okay, students, number 1, convinced. When somebody is convinced, they are satisfied or discouraged. They are satisfied. Number 1, number 1, number 1. Number 2, settle things is sorting things out or neglecting things. It is sorting things out. Okay. Number 3, powerful. When you are powerful, you are in control, or you are weak and fragile. You are in control. Number 4, things that have a connection, have a link, or nothing to do with each other. It is number 1, a link. Number 4, number 1. Number 5, protest. People protest when they are happy or when they are not happy. When they are not happy. And number 6, when something is urgent, you must do it later or you must do it now. You must do it now. It's urgent. Okay, next slide. Okay, listening 1, vocabulary. Acquire, to get. Bilingual, speaking 2 languages. Disappear is to die out. Dominant, the strong one. Generation, people of the same age group together. Extinct, died out. A linguist, the person who studies the science of languages. Native language, the language that you speak in your country of birth. Preserve means to keep. Replace means to put instead of another. Okay. Okay, same exercise, type of exercise, students. Complete the gaps using the correct form of the vocabulary word. So the word might change. What part of speech is it? Is it a noun? Is it the verb? Is it an adjective or is it an adverb? Okay, let's continue on to our first piece of exercise, I think. Yes. Okay, great. Okay. Okay. Let's look at the questions here at the bottom of the picture. Yeah, there's a young, there's a little girl maybe of 3, 4 years old. Yeah, underneath her, there are some questions. Okay. Question number 1. Why do you think English is getting more dominant? Why is English or the English language becoming more dominant? Why? Why is it becoming more dominant? Okay. Question number 2. Should kids be introduced to English before their mother tongue? Yeah. So if a baby's mother tongue is Arabic, should they be introduced to English first before they learn Arabic? What do you think? Yes or no? Okay. Question number 3. What is an appropriate age to introduce another language to children? What is a great age to introduce another language to children? Yeah. Okay. I would say maybe when they are 4, 5, 4 years old, 5 years old, which is a good age, because at that time, 5 until 10 years old, that is a great time for young kids to learn a new language, because their brains are like sponges and they take in a lot of information in a short time, so they can speak quickly, they can remember certain words, and their brains just take all the information in. So from 4, 5 years old until 10 years old is a great time to teach a young child a new language. Okay, but first they need to speak their mother tongue, which is in this case, first teach them Arabic, and then 2 or 3 years later, start to teach them English. Okay. Question number 1 is, why do you think English is more dominant? I don't know. That's something for you to think about, students. Okay. On the other side, we have four words: extinct, adjective; dominant, adjective; native, adjective; and disappear, a verb. Okay. So these 4 words needs to go into the open space. Okay. So native languages are not, number 1, in some parts of the world. There are societies that still honor their languages and cultures. We cannot hide the fact that English is becoming more, number 2, now than ever, as it is getting introduced to children at a very young age. This worries a lot of linguists and cultural leaders. They believe that languages will, number 4. Okay, so what do you think is number 1? What do you think is number 1? Native languages are not extinct. Extinct, number 1, in some parts of the world. Okay, extinct. Okay, number 2, we cannot hide the fact that English is becoming more dominant. Dominant, number 2, dominant than ever. Number 3, they believe that native languages will disappear. Number 3, native languages will disappear. Number 4. Okay, let's do the next slide. Okay. Replace the underlined words in the paragraph with the correct synonyms or phrases. Okay. Correct words or phrases. Okay, so words that are the same. Yeah, so in the box we have preserve, a linguist, number 2. Number 3, acquire. Number 4, generations. Number 5, bilingual. And number 6, replaces. Okay, let's do this. Mona Lisa is well known for being skilled in foreign languages. She has traveled to over 150 countries. Her passion for languages started at a very young age. While other children played outside, she wanted to read for fun. Her parents are both fluent in 2 languages, and they encourage her to learn more languages. She has 4 degrees from 3 different countries. She obtained great communication skills among other skills, and she's working hard to pass those skills to the younger people in her community. It's people like Mona Lisa that teach us the value of language and the importance of culture. We should work together so to save and protect our languages. You should not learn another language to forget your own, she says. Okay, so words that are in the box that have the same meaning. Okay, so number one is skilled in foreign languages. Okay, so what do you think is number one, students? Skilled in foreign languages, the same meaning, the same meaning. It is number two. So number one would be a linguist. Mona Lisa is well known for being a linguist, skilled in foreign languages, a linguist. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You have 2 minutes, students. You know the meaning of these words, yeah? So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, in your notebook. So now we have number one. Number one is a linguist. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. In your notebook, just write the meaning or the word from the box next to it, please. 2 minutes, quickly. Okay, students, what do you have for number two? Fluent in 2 languages. A person who's fluent in 2 languages is a linguist. Is also not a linguist, he is bilingual. 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 Sorry, number two is bilingual. What do you have for number three? Number three is obtained. 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 Obtained means to acquire. 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 Obtain means to acquire. Obtain is to acquire. Number five. Number five. Sorry, number four. Sorry, number four. To the younger generation in the community. Or sorry, the younger people. It is people is the generation in the community. The younger generation in her community. Younger generation in her community. Number five, to save and protect. What do you have for that, students? It is to preserve. It's to preserve, yeah? To preserve. And number six is replaces. Yeah, replace, replaces. Okay, but the correct answer is there, replace. You should not learn another language to replace your own. Okay, replace. Okay, thank you very much. Let's continue. Okay, so let's read again. Okay, students, you'll have to write now the answer. Okay, so you'll have to remember this reading now. Okay, because we will do some questions on the reading now. Yeah. Okay, let's do the reading quickly. Mona Lisa is well known for being skilled in foreign languages. She has traveled to over 150 countries. A passion for languages started at a very young age. While other children played outside, she wanted to read for fun. Her parents are both fluent in 2 languages and they encourage her to learn more languages. She has 4 degrees from 3 different countries. She obtained great communication skills, among other skills, and she's working hard to pass those skills to younger people in her community. It's people like Mona Lisa that teach us the value of language and the importance of culture. We should work together to save and protect our languages. You should not learn another language to forget your own. Okay, so question number 1 is, what is Mona Lisa well known for? Is she well known for being a traveler? Is she well known for being a teacher or for being a linguist? What do you think? The correct answer is 1C, for being a linguist. She is well known for being a linguist. Okay. Next answer or next question. Okay. What does being skilled in 2 languages mean? If you are multilingual, you are bilingual, or you are both? You are skilled in 2 languages. The correct answer is you are bilingual. You are bilingual. Number 2, 2 languages. 2 means bilingual. Multilingual would be more than 2 languages. Yeah. So bilingual would be 2 languages. Multilingual is more than 2 languages. Okay. So the correct answer is her parents were both bilingual. Okay, question number 3. Okay, why do you think it is important to preserve our languages and cultures? Number 1, so we won't forget where we come from. Number 2, to be able to gossip about others. Number 3, to be able to pass it down to the next generation. What do you think is the correct answer there, students? So we won't forget where we come from. Number 1. So we won't forget where we come from. Okay. Okay. So students, I'm going to read, okay? Listen to your teacher reading a story. Write down the words that you hear, okay? So on this page, we have 5 missing words as well. So I'm going to read and I'm going to read the text with the 5 missing words. I want you to write down the words. I don't mind if the spelling is wrong as long as you get the idea of the words. Okay? So this page and the next page, I will do the reading with the missing words. Okay? So when I'm finished on this page, I will go to the next page. Okay. So students, please take out your notebooks with your pencil. Write for me down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, in your notebooks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let's do the reading. Is everybody ready? Is everybody ready? Let's do the reading. My friend Carol has been teaching English in Hong Kong for over 3 years. She says that English is becoming more dominant as a lot of young people use it outside of the classroom as well. This worries a lot of parents as they say they do not want children to replace, they don't want English to replace Chinese. They want their children to learn it, but still be able to communicate in their native language as well. The older generation did not get the opportunity to learn other languages, and they are very excited for their children, even though sometimes they worry that their own language will disappear. Okay, students, I will read it again. Check your answers, please. My friend Carol has been teaching English in Hong Kong for over 3 years. She says that English is becoming more dominant as a lot of young people use it outside of the classroom as well. This worries a lot of parents as they say they do not want English to replace Chinese. They want their children to learn it, but still be able to communicate in their native languages as well. The older generation did not get the opportunity to learn other languages, and they are very excited for their children, even though sometimes they worry that their own language will disappear. Okay, next slide. Okay, students, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah? Carol is not only an English teacher, but she is a linguist as well. She knows the importance of all languages, especially native languages. Some parents are doing everything they can to make sure that they preserve their language as well as their culture. Mrs. Lee has 2 daughters and they are bilingual. They have been speaking English and Chinese since they were 4 years old. She encourages them to speak only Chinese at home and more English at school. She believes that English will give her daughters more opportunities in life. However, she doesn't want their culture and language to become extinct. The 2 young girls are almost finished with high school, and they say that they want to acquire more language skills in university for both English and Chinese. Okay, let me read that again. Carol is not only an English teacher, but she is a linguist as well. She knows the importance of all languages, especially native languages. Some parents are doing everything they can to make sure that they preserve their language as well as culture. Mrs. Lee has 2 daughters and they are bilingual. They have been speaking English and Chinese since they were 4 years old. She encourages them to speak only Chinese at home and more English at school. She believes that English will give her daughters more opportunities in life. However, she doesn't want their culture and language to become extinct. The 2 young girls are almost finished with high school and they want to acquire more skills in university for both English and Chinese. Okay. The students, there are your answers. Number 1, dominant. Number 2, replace. Number 3, native. Number 4, generation. And number 5, disappear. Number 6, linguist. Number 7, preserve. Number 8, bilingual. Number 9, extinct. And number 10, acquire. Okay, there you have it. There are your answers. Okay, let's continue, students. Okay, listening to vocabulary. Got together, hang out, got together, came up with new ideas, official language, the language that we speak in the country. a policy, an agreement in government, yeah, or signed document, eventually, at last, at the end, fluent, speaking the same as a native speaker, mother tongue, what your mother is speaking, pass down, come down to you, take over, and make an effort. Take over means to replace something, okay? Make an effort is to work hard to do something. Hey. Aha. Okay, students. Complete the gaps using the vocabulary from listening to. Okay, let's complete the gaps. Okay. In 2019, a group of young people from Madrid, Spain got together. Number one, got together. Okay, so number one is got together and created an app to help people learn Spanish. One of the founders of this app, Antonio, said that they did a lot of research as well as surveys to see how many young people still speak Spanish fluently. Speak Spanish fluently. Okay, so it's fluent plus ly, speak Spanish fluently. Okay. What they discovered was shocking. Most young people in the city struggle to communicate in their mother tongue. In their mother tongue. Using English has become a norm. Okay. We are not against English. We just want to preserve our language for future generations, said Antonio. We love English, but we cannot ignore the fact that our language is disappearing, he continued. Okay, next. This app is doing very well in Madrid. These young people are positive that it is going to take over Spain, as people from Barcelona and Valencia have started to download and use the app to learn more Spanish. And I think we can all agree that eventually it is going to be international. Eventually, number 5. Okay. Spanish is still one of the official languages, but according to this group, it is changing a lot and it is losing its value since it gets mixed with Latin and English by the young people today. Hey. These young people have also came up with number 7, a very good idea. They are working with an older generation to help preserve their native language. They are putting together a policy that will include all the original rules and regulations of teaching and learning Spanish. They would love for other young people to make an effort into helping Spain protect and save their beautiful language. Hopefully, with this app, they will have something to. They will have something to. What's the last one? To pass down to the next generation. To pass down to the next generation, number 10. Okay, to pass down with the next generation. Okay. Okay, so what was this reading all about? It was about a group of young people that designed an app about Spanish because people or young people weren't speaking Spanish anymore. They were speaking a mix between Spanish and English, and they were also putting Latin words in there. So they were speaking Spanglish, not Spanish, but Spanglish, English and Spanish together. And it was bad for Spanish because young people couldn't speak Spanish properly. And the app was there to save their mother tongue and to save their language or their native language from disappearing. So these young people designed an app for young people to learn Spanish, but they also use the older generation to help them to speak about the rules and how Spanish work. Okay, which is a very good idea. Okay, let's do this. Answer the following questions that are based on the paragraph. There may be more than one correct answer. Okay, so in most cases, there will be more than one correct answer. Okay, the young people decided to create something. What was it? Number one, was it an AirPod? Was it a cell phone? Was it an app? The correct answer is number one, C, an app. Okay. Number two, they say that they did a lot of research and surveys. What do they mean? They made predictions, they examined the situation, they did a lot of investigations. Okay. Number three, Antonio said that they are not against English. This means that they want to stop the use of English, okay? Or they want people to use English but not forget their mother tongue. Or number C, they want people to learn both languages. Okay, so students, quickly, 1 minute, do for me 2 and 3. 1 minute, 2 and 3. Okay, student, they say that they did a lot of research and surveys. What do they mean? It means B and C. They examined the situation, they did a lot of investigations. Number three, Antonio said that they are not against English. This means B and C. They want people to use English but not forget their mother tongue. And number C, they want people to learn both languages. Okay. Questions 4, 5, and 6. Okay, remember more than one can be correct. Okay, let's read question number 4. The writer says that these young people are positive that it is going to take over Spain. What does it mean? It will be used all over Spain. Number B, it will destroy Spain. Number C, most people in Spain will want to use the app. Okay, number 5, according to Antonio and his group, mixing languages makes one language lose its value, makes you smarter, should not be done. Number 6, why do you think they are working with the older people? Older people know more and have more experience. B, they know that they will learn a lot from them. Number C, they do not like to work with people their age. Quickly, students, 4, 5, and 6, 1 minute. Okay, the writer says these young people are positive that it's going to take over Spain. It will be used all over Spain. Number A is correct. And number C, most people in Spain will want to use it. So number A and number C is correct. Number 5, makes one lose, mixing languages makes one language lose its value, makes you smarter, should not be done. Again, number 5, A and number C. A and C are correct. Why do you think they are working with older people? Older people know more and have more experience. Correct. They know that they will learn a lot from them. Correct. And they do not like to work with people their age. No. So the correct answer for number 6 is A and B. Okay. Okay. Students, let's read here quickly. But Alita's journey to the center of the New York art scene raises deep questions about what actually makes a protege and to what extent the artist even matters. Are her pieces only here for markets? Okay. Let's just read this picture or discuss in groups. Do you think that learning a native language using apps is a good idea, or should we all learn our home languages? Learn our home languages the old school way, in the classroom and at home. Give reasons for your answer. Okay. So students, do you think it is good to learn a language from an app, or do you think it's better to learn it in the classroom? Okay. So this is for you for speaking. It's something for you to think about. Yeah. Okay. Let's just quickly do this. Okay. I want you to write down for me notebooks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I'm going to read number 1 and I'm going to read a word and you need to write down next to the word. Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Quickly in your notebooks. Quickly in your notebooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I will read a word. Number 1. Okay. Right next to number 1. Is it A, is it B, or is it C? Okay, let's start. Number 1, adaptive. Number 1, adaptive. Number 2, adopt. Number 2, adopt. Number 3, connection. Number 3, connection. Number 4, destroy. Number 4, destroy. Number 5, disappear. Number 5, disappear. Number 6, doubt. Number 6, doubt. Number 7, dominate. Number 7, dominate. Number 8, expect. Number 8, expect. Number 9, integrate. Number 9, integrate. Number 10, powerful. Number 10, powerful. Okay, students, let's go over that. Okay, number 1, B. Number 2, C. Number 3, A. Number 4, C. Number 5, A. Number 6, A or C. Number 7, C. Number 8, B. Number 9, B. And number 10, C. Okay, students, that's it. That's the end of the presentation. Thank you very much. And I hope this was good for you as it was good for me. Yeah, and thank you very much. Take care. Have a nice day. Thank you.